Bruh, I swear I always forget to add my video to the stream. Oh man, I always feel like I'm like rushing a little bit. Hope you guys are doing good tonight, man. Um had to go away from the Dolphins and Bengals Thursday night game that's going on right now. A lot of you are probably checking that out, right? So you guys probably saw like what happened with Tua and everything. Tuga Tua Tagovailoa. Oh man. Yeah, we still have almost about half a week or so till the Niners play the Rams on Monday night. And I've got some stuff that I'm going to start going over here. But real quick, before I keep going, I would really appreciate if you guys can take a moment and like the video. If you're not already subscribed, please hit the subscribe button with all the notification bell stuff, please. That'd be great. Oh man, I might have to lower my mic a little bit, clearing my throat too much. But anyways, let's get into it, man. Kyle Shanahan. If you guys want to read some of the stuff that I'm going over with my notes here, it's going to be scrolling across the bottom. But first things first, Kyle Shanahan had a press conference today, so we got to hear his thoughts on a few things, and one of those being injuries. But one of the things that I really like to see, and I've seen a lot of people because I know Grant Cohn, who covers the 49ers, the journalist, he gets a lot of flack for basically he gets a lot of hate for asking the 49ers hard questions, being very straightforward with his opinions. And so he's been that guy in press conferences that asks the like Kyle Shanahan and basically everybody that has to do with the 49ers, he asks them the very hard questions, right? Now, I've been wondering why more of the journalists don't do this. And today it kind of seemed like they're taking a step in that direction because I've seen a lot of people showing Grant Cohn love, like people that he does his shows with and stuff like that. They're like, "Hey man, kudos! You're asking the questions that the fans want to hear." And sometimes those are the hard questions to ask. It's kind of embarrassing. You put yourself in the spot as well, so it's hard for both sides. And like he says, he doesn't want to be that guy, but if you want to be a good journalist, if you basically want to be anything good with information, you have to ask and be real about what you're asking, be real about your answers, and just cut to the chase, man. Kyle Shanahan's pretty blunt, so why can't we be the same way? I know he gets pretty flustered when he's asked questions that press him a little bit. So a lot of the other press members were asking him those questions and they weren't letting him off the hook this time. So I'm glad to see that. I hope that continues because as long as Kyle Shanahan doesn't win or is not looking very great, I hope this continues. Hopefully, as a 49ers fan, I would like to see the 49ers just do good and Kyle Shanahan not have to go through this at all and just have some great games, have some good success, right? But that's not what's going on right now. So let's be real about it. Let's put him under the microscope, man. Hopefully he feels that pressure. I don't know what kind of pressure he's getting from Jed York right now, but at least from the fans and from the journalists, everybody who covers the 49ers wants to know about the 49ers. Hopefully he feels the pressure from that because at the end of the day, we are the ones that give him his paycheck. Yeah, Jed York might sign off on it, but he's getting all the money from us fans, right? So, moving on to part of the reason I was talking about the press getting a little less sensitive with Kyle Shanahan is if you guys haven't seen the clip that's been going around from the 49ers versus Broncos game, somebody caught a clip. I believe it was Bay Area Music was the guy that made the clip, but it's a clip in slow motion of Jimmy Garoppolo saying, "Your plays suck, man." And I'm not an expert lip reader, but it's pretty very damn clear. Um, maybe a couple of those words could be something else, but really it's pretty cut and clear. You zoom in on his face, he's saying your plays suck, man. And there's been a lot of talk about it, man. I've been one of the main guys that's been like, hey, I think it's more of a Kyle Shanahan issue. And a lot of people are kind of starting to question him and how much like Mike McDaniels, our offensive coordinator from before, how much he had to do with creating the offense that the 49ers have had these past few years. And the Dolphins up to this point have been 3-0. Right now they're playing the Bengals. Last I checked, they were down. They were moving the ball kind of well, but he's 3-0, man, and he's not playing no bums. He's out there playing and beating teams like the Ravens, teams like the Buffalo Bills, two very high contenders in the AFC. And we also have to play Mike McDaniels and the Dolphins this year. So I wanted to get a kind of a decent look at that as much as I could without because I was debating on whether I should put a video up today. And so I'm thinking maybe today's Thursday, put up a video today, maybe skip a day. So every other day, I think this week I'm going to try to do it till the game. So Thursday, maybe Saturday, or I might switch Saturday and Sunday. So maybe one video today, Thursday, and then one video Sunday. Just depending how my time's going, what you guys want to see. You guys let me know how much demand I got out here, how much you guys want to see my videos too. You guys can like hit me up and tell me like, hey man, let's do a video today. Anything like that would be cool. Then I'll kind of just make some time. Because I don't want to just sit here and talk by myself, right? I want people to engage with me and we actually go back and forth on our thoughts about it, right? But anyways, yeah, man. I've been one of the guys talking about how much of the problem that's going on with the 49ers actually is Kyle Shanahan and maybe not so much Jimmy Garoppolo. Of course, Jimmy Garoppolo gets caught in that clip saying, these plays suck, man, or all your plays suck, man. Um, so, and I was watching some of these plays, and there's some plays where some of the receivers get open, and people are giving Jimmy Garoppolo flack about that, and that's with good reason, you know. It seems like it's kind of um, the team is missing like every single time somebody is missing. So if a receiver is wide open, either the offensive line got blown up and Jimmy G is under super pressure, or Jimmy Garoppolo feels pressure even though there's none, and he rushes the ball out of his hands and throws it into tight coverage, or Jimmy Garoppolo just can't see it. So it's kind of just been one thing or another, as well as bad play calls, which I saw a lot of bad play calls, especially that safety. Kyle Shanahan admitted that safety that happened was his fault. That was a bad play call. You don't put Jimmy Garoppolo in that situation, or really any quarterback. You're basically an inch out of the end zone, and you're going to call a play action rollout. That's horrible. Nobody in their right mind should ever call that. But anyways, Kyle Shanahan was asked about this video clip, and he's like, "Hey, I haven't watched the clip yet. I have it in my notes right before this press conference. So his secretaries or whatever, they put it in his notes, the press people for him, so that he knew that he was probably going to be asked about it, but he supposedly hasn't seen the clip, which I kind of doubt very much. And one thing that he said was that Garoppolo and him, their relationship is kind of like they're friends. They have the same relationship as Kyle Shanahan has with some of his other friends, where they're very close knit. They don't keep anything um, away from each other. They're honest with each other. They're going to be very upfront about it. So he said that, but a little while later, he's pressed by another journalist who's like, "Okay, you said you didn't see the clip. but would you understand why Garoppolo showed frustration? And I thought it was very fishy. Like he kind of outed himself here because Kyle Shanahan says he doesn't see the clip, but says he doesn't think that's what he says. So earlier, when Matt Mayoko asked him the question, um, and kudos to Matt Mayoko, man. He's usually very friendly to the 49ers and very soft with them. So kudos to Matty Mayoko for going out on the limb with this. He's the one that started the whole thing about the video clip. So thanks, bro. Um, but anyways, when Matty Mayoko asked the question, Kyle Shanahan says, I haven't seen the clip. Like I'm not gonna go watch it. It's pointless, whatever. Then later on, another journalist says, "Well, can you understand his frustration?" He's all, "Well, I'm not an expert lip reader, and honestly, this is a joke that we're even talking about this, but I'm pretty sure that's not what he said." That's what Kyle Shanahan said. So no, but none of the journalists actually said, "Hey, Jimmy Garoppolo said this." They just said he was frustrated. But Kyle Shanahan, he's like, "I didn't watch the video, but I'm pretty sure that's not what he said." You guys follow me what I'm saying here? I think he outed himself. I think he did see the clip and knowing like what the description said on the video or whatever. Obviously it tells you what Jimmy Garoppolo was saying, plus you can read the lips. Nobody said what Jimmy Garoppolo said from the journalists. Kyle Shanahan kind of just outed himself. I hope you guys are following that. It's kind of hard to explain. But I thought that was suspect. Anyways, let's move on. I think that's enough about Kyle Shanahan in the press. Um, so Brunskill, he's back at practice, limited. That's great. Brunskill's like, our Swiss Army knife for the offensive line. Kyle Shanahan says the same thing. Really, he's like, he came from the Browns. He's been able to play all 5 positions on the offensive line. And he was asked about whether Brunskill will be in at center once he's back, like full go. I've been kind of wondering the same thing. That's why I'm bringing it up because Brendel hasn't been looking so great at center so far. Bad snaps, blown. What do you say? Blown protections. So I want to see what Brunskill can do because I know he's a very solid piece. I don't think I've ever really seen him at center except for a couple snaps here and there, not a full game that I can remember. But definitely want to see what Brunskill can do because I believe he was actually the starting center before Brendel, before he got hurt and Brendel stepped in. So very curious to see how that plays out, man. We definitely need an upgrade at that position. So, I mean, on the bright side, we're playing the Rams, and their big question mark right now also is offensive line. So, um, just hopefully Brunskill gets in there and at least a depth piece in the meantime and see who wins the competition, right? Kinlaw was out of practice with a knee injury and not a good sign. Hopefully, this isn't the knee that's had an issue in the past, the one that he had surgery on last season. I really hope so. I didn't get too much information on that as of yet, but that's not a good sign, man. This is the issue that Kinlaw has had for the past few years. So hopefully it's nothing more than a stinger or soreness or something like that. Hopefully he'll be back. He hasn't been ruled out of the game as far as I know. He's just been out of practice. Hopefully just resting up, icing his knee or something like that. But another guy that's out right now of practice was Eric Armstead. And they're saying what he has is this plantar fasciitis. I don't know how you pronounce it. Plantar fasciitis is down there on the bottom scrolling if you guys want to see and look it up. Plantar fasciitis. So I checked it out. This is it's a heel injury. So the tissue that connects your heel to your toes, it's basically like a really sharp pain in that heel part of the tissue. So this could be something where he's back this week. As far as I know, he hasn't been ruled out of the game. It's just practice so far. He hasn't been practicing. So he can come in this week. He could come in next week. Now, is it going to be a lingering thing? That's going to be the thing to keep an eye on as well. But when I checked it out, you can basically just heal this, rest it up, and it should be good to go, just depending on the severity of it. So Eric Armstead, it's called plantar fasciitis, however you pronounce it. But basically, it's a heel injury, like a bruise in a way, but worse. So I think it's kind of like a knee tendonitis, but for the heel is basically what it seems like, and especially when you look it up at the pictures and stuff like that. But anyways, another thing that, oh man, this is kind of worrisome. Um, I guess for this game, or at least for practice so far, we're not going to have Croft or Dwell. So George Kittle, man, hopefully you step up, bro. And with Dwally, I don't think it's very severe, so he might have a chance to come back in this game and play on Monday night. But as of right now, he's not in practice, so that's very worrisome right now. I forget the other tight end's name. I think he's like Polynesian descent, like Fumagalli, isn't it? It's something like Fumagalli. So, anyways, yeah, no Croft, no Dwelly. Those have been the other two starting guys, especially since Kittle's been out. So Fumagali's, I don't think he's been activated from the practice squad just yet. So we're probably going to see him Monday night, honestly. Moving on to the running backs. Oh no, actually, oh man. Okay, this is from the past game, but hopefully, and I know I'm not the only one that feels this way, they stopped running Debo so hard because this is getting pretty ridiculous, man. And I noticed this in Madden as well. Like there's a lot of run plays for Debo now and quarterback like option plays, read option plays for Debo and Trey Lance. But now that Trey Lance is hurt, they got Jimmy Garoppolo in at quarterback on Madden. Um, but it's like, come on, dude, you can't change the plays because I'm not going to run a read option with Jimmy Garoppolo. I know Jimmy Garoppolo was practicing that stuff in training camp, and it's like, really, are you going to have Jimmy Garoppolo run that stuff? And I wouldn't put it past Kyle Shanahan because we've seen him do some crazy little stuff like that in the past with Jimmy Garoppolo. So we'll see. But anyways, so if you guys didn't notice in the first half of the 49ers Broncos game, of course, they've been running the hell out of Debo these past few weeks to begin with, but they're running him to run out the clock, dude. Like, this is ridiculous. Right before the half, they try some offense, their 2-minute drill, nothing's really working. So they're like, okay, we're just going to run the clock out. Dude, you have like 5 other running backs, including Tevin Coleman, and you're going to run Debo, one of our greatest weapons that we have, and risk him getting hurt to run out the clock. Stupid stuff. Hopefully we see nothing like that moving forward. I haven't seen anybody ask Kyle Shanahan about it, but like I've said, I've been very critical of Kyle Shanahan this season so far. So hopefully we don't see any more of that. And Danny Gray, I know a lot of people are calling for Danny Gray right now. A lot of people are talking about him and Ray taking reps at getting end arounds and jet sweeps, stuff like that, which would be great to see, man. They're very quick. Um, Hopefully they're smart enough to not take head-on collisions and roll with the punches a little bit. That would be great to see, but also some jet sweep play action. Come on, man. We have to take some shot plays in this game. We have to. Like, we already know that the Rams are coming into this game probably with the same game plan, similar game plan to what they've had in the NFC Championship. They're probably throwing everything else out the window except for maybe the first half of Week 18 last year, as far as their defense, because in the first half of Week 18 last year, they shut the 49ers down. I think the 49ers were down 0-17 or something like that, 3-17. So they're probably going back to those notes. Then, of course, the NFC Championship from last year and stacking the box. So you want to see the 49ers trying to extend the field in some way. Now, one idea that I have, man, and this can work very well. I actually saw it work. I thought about this earlier when I was at work, but the Dolphins actually used this concept. Mike McDaniel used this concept today. I forget which players it was, but he had somebody running off the coverage with like a streak, and then another guy coming out from under him. and they're kind of going like this. This guy got open, he got hit. That's kind of what I'm talking about. You can have like Danny Gray or Ray McLeod run like a huge cross route, like a deep cross route, and then have like Brandon Ayuk coming up this way on the sideline. So you have this going on, right? Ayuk gets hit. He's very good with his catch radius. He's very good at high pointing the ball, catching with his hands. So I would take a shot at Ayuk, man. Maybe even Jennings because he's that big body guy. So man, come on. And with the super fast guy on the crosser route, and you can do the opposite as well. Have a fade going one way and deep crosser going this way. You hit Danny Gray on the fade because everybody thinks he's just going to run straight, run off the coverage. Have him cut to the right, middle of the field. There you go. So we just need to stretch out the defense, man. It seems like the Rams are going to try and stack the box. So especially they got Bobby Wagner, man. He's going to want to pick off um, Jimmy Garoppolo in the middle of the field. And I'm wondering how much Bobby Wagner is playing into effect with the game plan this week. The Seahawks have been known to be a team that's able to shut Jimmy Garoppolo down pretty well. So, man, like the Rams already have their game plan kind of working for them. Now you got Bobby Wagner who brings in the concepts from the Seahawks. Ooh, this can be a really bad, ugly game for Garoppolo, but if he plants his feet, because really with him and his deep ball, he can throw it, but the issue is he's not planting his feet. He's rushing the pass, trying to get that quick release. You don't want to do that. It's like, okay, he throws all these jabs in a way. He's throwing quick jabs, quick jabs. That's how his quick release is, right? When you want to throw a haymaker, you're going to plant your feet more usually. That's what a long pass is. So plant your feet, use your momentum, and do the damn thing. Stop rushing the passes. And I guess I'll just skip to this now because what I saw in the last game, hopefully it gets corrected in practice or something. Maybe with just more reps, getting more comfortable in the game. And Jimmy Garoppolo hopefully gets put in better situations. But there were times when he did have a clean pocket and he had plenty of time to scan the field and throw, make his reads, or even tuck the ball and run. There were no defenders around him to sack him or anything like that. But he did that stance where he's super tiptoey, kind of like how Peyton Manning used to be, where he's really on his toes, kind of like pitter pattering and just very anxious. And he ends up forcing a pass that isn't there for the reception when he has plenty of time to continue to scan the field and wait for somebody to get open or just tuck the ball and run himself. So he's super anxious. Hopefully with the reps, he's going to correct that. But yeah, he did have moments where he had clean pockets, and it sucks that he can't capitalize on the few times, because granted, he had very few times where he had those clean pockets. This offensive line, especially with Trent Williams going down, man, they were struggling. But even before Trent Williams went down, the O line was struggling. So hopefully, Ray McLeod, Danny Gray, they get more. They get used more in this offense coming this week. But the 49ers have to take some damn deep shots, man. And if not, I don't know what to tell you, man. It's going to be a rough game unless the 49ers just run the ball down their throats. And we'll see, man. The Rams, as of right now, have a pretty good defense. But let me see. Another thing, that was pretty cool. Actually, specifically Grant Cohn, I just saw earlier today. He's the one that asked this question because I talked about this in my last video. Ray McLeod put us in some bad positions, um, returning kicks, kickoffs, and stuff like that, punts from way back within the 10-yard line, 20-yard line, and kind of gave a lot of times the offense bad field position to begin with. Like we were already not getting good things going with the offense. So for him to kind of shoot us in the foot even more when you just need to, at that point, let the ball roll into the end zone. I know you want to make a play and help the team and, kind of help yourself gain position on this team. But you're a veteran dude, man. Let that ball roll into the end zone and put us in a better position as an offense to be successful. So I actually saw Grant Cohn ask, I forget who it was, but he asked the special teams coach if basically about that Ray McLeod, if he's gone over with Ray McLeod about those kick returns, and he said, yeah, I actually we noticed it, and it was actually part of my game plan, so I kind of got to go and take a better look at that. I don't remember exactly his answer because I only heard it one time, but yeah, so they're working on it. Hope that should be corrected this week. I'll definitely be looking for that, how much of an improvement in it is. And if Ray McLeod is still going to be the guy back there, I'm sure he is. I think they're just going to tell him, hey, dude, we're not going to do this week. If it's anywhere near the inside of the 10, just let it go. If it's within the 15-yard line, just let it go. Hopefully it rolls into the end zone. Usually it does. Now, Ray McLeod, again, like I just talked about, needs to get more acclimated into the offense with Kyle Shanahan using him more. And I think we were all pretty pumped and expecting him to do stuff like just be more involved with the offense, because in training camp, there was a lot of trick plays and end arounds, jet sweeps, all kinds of different stuff. And Ray McLeod was one of the guys that was really like the hot hand in training camp. He was having a lot of great catches, a lot of great runs and stuff like that. Just great play calls for him, man. So I don't think we've seen any of that in 3 games so far. So hopefully we see it in this 4th game. It could be a game changer, man. You know, the Rams are probably going to try and lock Deebo Samuel up. They really don't like Deebo Samuel. They don't like what he can do to them as well. So I think that's going to open up things for everybody else, and especially somebody who hasn't been showing up like Ray McLeod in the offense. This is a great opportunity for you guys to use these weapons. Ray McLeod, Danny Gray, get it done, man. Because we heard he was doing such a great job in training camp and making great catches. Just great play calls with him, man. He's different. He's a different change of pace type guy as well, because the Rams defense can get complacent and used to the speed of the game with the running backs and Deebo Samuel and stuff like that. Somebody like Ray McLeod, who's a burner, use him, man. Him, Danny Gray, do it. Did you guys were you guys watching the Dolphins and Bengals game right now? I haven't checked who won. Let me check that out real quick. But with Tua getting injured, man, I know I saw some people already talking about Jimmy Garoppolo getting traded to Miami. It's a little early for that, guys, but I'm gonna be honest with you. It might be something to look out for going into the future. Now, they have Teddy Bridgewater, and that's a guy that really the 49ers really should have gone after Teddy Bridgewater. That's a guy that if Trey Lance would have went down, I understand that Jimmy Garoppolo's he can win, not Garoppolo's. Jimmy Garoppolo can win with this offense. So Teddy Bridgewater was more he was closer to what Trey Lance is as far as his athletic ability and stuff like that. So it would have been better to have a backup like Teddy Bridgewater, in my opinion. But we got one of the bros in here, David McNew. What's good, Wolf? I'm picking my daughter up from the airport. Can't call in tonight, but will in the future. Hey, man, I appreciate you tuning in. So either way, man, I love it. Thank you. I hope you guys get there and back safe, and hope you guys have a great time. He says, oof, Bengals 27-15. Is that the final score? I'm checking right now if it's the final score. I'm pretty sure it is because there was only 4 minutes left when I last checked. Sorry, guys. Dang, that's rough. Hey, man. Hey, if you guys were betting on the Bengals, you guys probably want some good money. I was thinking about it too. I was like, man, the Dolphins were looking pretty good when I was placing my bets. So I lost a couple bucks, like $10, $5 or something like that. But yeah, man, the Bengals just beat the Dolphins 27-15. Rough for Tua Tagovailoa. That's such a hard name to say, I swear. I remember one of my friends was saying he would just say Tua Tugavalugi. It's kind of messed up. Yeah, it's a really hard name to say and really rough for that injury that he took, man. He kind of took a similar injury to what he had last week. And I know before the game he was talking about or the announcers were talking about, they asked him about the injury from last week. And he's like, no, because if you guys didn't see, Tua took a hit last week, and when he got up and walked a little bit, and then his knees kind of buckled, and he got really wobbly after a couple steps. So it was really weird. And the training staff, they took him back to the medical area, the tent, to check him out for a concussion protocol and all that type of stuff. And he came out and said, and there's a big old debacle going on right now on whether they handled it correctly or not. But he said, this is from his words, his mouth. He said, "It wasn't a concussion for me. It was just a back injury. I got a stinger to my back, basically. So I kind of doubt it with how wobbly he got up after the play. Now I understand you get hit in your nerves. It kind of makes your knees buckle and stuff like that sometimes, or depending where you get hit in your nerves. So it could be it, but the hit that he took today looked very similar to the one he took last week. So I don't know, man. He could have 2 weeks where he had two back-to-back weeks where he had a concussion, and today looked really bad, man. Like not to make fun of him or anything, but as soon as he hit the ground, basically his hands went like this, like basically like he was throwing up gang signs or something, and he was just like on the ground, like pretty much out. His face was kind of cringing, but yeah, it looked pretty damn bad. He was taken out on the stretcher. Uh, so hopefully he does well, man. I know a lot of these players take these injuries to the head, and it has a long lasting effect, man. So prayers for him. I hope he recovers fully from it. Hopefully, it has no lingering effects. I really do, man, because I've taken shots to the head as well, like I said, and I feel a little dumber, a little slower than I used to be. So, uh, I don't know if it definitely be, man, because I'm a very physical guy, so I like to get in there, like especially when it came to boxing. I don't like to dance around. I like to fight. um, exchange. But yeah, man, just prayers for him. Teddy Bridgewater came in. He was their backup quarterback. Like I said, that's a guy that the 49ers definitely should have looked at for a backup for Trey Lance. Very solid starter and backup guy. A lot of experience, veteran guy. And he came in, he looked pretty good against, at least from what I saw. I had to leave the game with about 5 minutes left in the fourth quarter to come on here and do the live stream. So Teddy Bridgewater looked pretty good, of course, and like I said, he's a veteran, so very understandable. I picked the Bengals because Tua was in concussion protocol, and I didn't think he would play. Hope Tua is okay. See, and that's I kind of picked the opposite in a way because I saw. So I bet through FanDuel. That's my favorite one, honestly. The FanDuel app, and the odds had changed as soon as Tua took that hit and went into concussion protocol, or basically he got taken to the hospital. Not even concussion protocol. He got taken to the hospital. So the odds changed for the Dolphins to win to like a pretty substantial amount. So I put like a $5 parlay, and I think I could have won like $300 off the $5 bet. But I picked them because I still felt good about the Dolphins being able to win because, like I said, they had Teddy Bridgewater. So, and he did look good. For whatever reason, it didn't work out. So I still feel good about it. I only put $5. I could have won 300. So not too shabby. That'll be $5 I can't use on coffee or anything tomorrow. Anyways, let's move on to the Rams game a little bit more. Let me move this comment real quick. Sorry. So, waiting for Stafford to gift wrapped an INT or two. if you guys haven't noticed before, I feel like every time since Matthew Stafford has really gotten to the Rams since he's had his stint with the Rams, it seems like he throws a give me INT or two per game. Uh, Jimmy Ward alone had two interceptions in the first game. When we're 3-5 last year, he had two interceptions in that first game against the Rams, and pretty big part in us winning that game and putting the whooping on the Rams. But in basically every single game, Stafford has thrown an INT or two that were just basically pop flies, gimme INTs. Jaquiski Tart dropped the one in the NFC Championship, which could have helped us win the game. It didn't lose us the game, but it could have helped us win the game. So as long as Tua, and he has decent hands, as long as Tua is able to get his hands on one of those, or we got a guy like Tayshaun Gibson as well, who's been playing very good, man, and he's a ball hawk himself. He has what 27 interceptions, maybe yeah, it might be 28 now, but he has about 27 career interceptions for Tayshaun Gibson. So great to see that we have playmakers at that safety position now who hopefully won't be dropping the ball when it comes time for their number to be called. Not a shot at Jaquiski Tart at all, but yeah, keep an eye out on that, man. Especially with the way this defense is looking right now. I think they're going to be putting Stafford in a lot of pressure, not just from the D line, because like I said earlier, two big question marks with the Rams and the 49ers is their O lines. Both O lines are projected to struggle really badly in this game because the Rams have a good D line and the 49ers arguably have a way better D line. So, two not so great offensive lines are going to have to go against these two defensive lines, but the 49ers have really good coverage on the back end. How great are the Rams on the back end? So I think the 49ers are going to put Stafford in so much pressure that he's going to be throwing a lot of interceptions this year or in this game because he already has been throwing a lot of interceptions this year so far. I think it's been 5 in 3 games. So he's due to give us like two or maybe even three from his numbers. Hopefully, he's trying to up his numbers in that category. Hopefully, we'll be getting 2 or 3 interceptions from Matthew Stafford. I think that's going to be a big difference maker in this game. I already talked about Wagner helping the Rams right now. Probably game plan, take some of that Seahawks stuff and implement it in the already successful Rams game plan as far as defense since the NFC Championship. Now, coming back to the interceptions and the safeties, one of the things I wanted to talk about was Kyle Shanahan was asked about Hufanga today, somebody who we've all been pretty pumped up about, I'm sure. And he admitted today, man, and I think it was a little bit of a shot towards Jaquiski Tart. Um, Unfortunately for him, he missed that one play. Other than that, he was very solid for us for the past few years, man. So other than injury and that drop of the interception, he was very solid for us. Hafunga's been playing very great, right? But Kyle Shanahan said Hafunga should have played a lot more last season. From what he's looking like this year, he should have got more playing time last year. They were just kind of trying to ease him in last year. So he admitted that maybe Hafunga was a better option, at least getting more play time with Jaquiski Tart splitting more of that time. Um, Maybe he would have started out even hotter this year, but I'm glad to see his work ethic, man. It's paying off. A lot of people were talking about him coming into training camp and stuff like that, mini camp, looking like a man. Like a lot of these college players, they still look like boys, still got the boy body and everything like that, which Hafunga, some people were saying was kind of like that. And he came into this offseason looking like a man, tackled the playbook, got into it really deep, studied the hell out of it, and got into the weight room and bulked up, looking like a dog out there, bro. He's looking oof. Can't wait to see how his career plays out, man. Kudos to him. Okay, so some of this stuff I didn't put in exact order. You know what? I'll put this one up first. So as of right now, I don't know if you guys are betting people. David said he is. So if no one else, then me and David. As of right now, the 49ers are actually 1.5 point favorites. Now, how much of that has to do with the home game? This is a 49ers home game. And I did check the conditions as well. Supposed to be clear, maybe a little bit of clouds going into the night. But as of right now, luckily no rain. Because I know, I know for me, I'm in Arizona. We're supposed to have thunderstorms on Monday. So hopefully for the 49ers. Now, I don't know if it would actually be an advantage for the 49ers if it did rain. Because both offenses have been struggling, but maybe with how much better the 49ers run game is over the Rams. Not to say the 49ers run game is great, because I'm gonna go over some of this other stuff a little bit later, but uh just if it were to rain, the 49ers would probably have that advantage in the run game over the Rams, right? But anyways, 49ers are 1.5 point favorites for Vegas odds right now. At least on FanDuel, it differs which app or which casino or whatever you go to, sports book, whatever sports book you are or have. So 1.5 point favorites right now. So if you bet on the 49ers, if you win, you don't get as much money as if you bet on the Rams and they win. But yeah, how much, I don't know. But anyways, so play action, man. We're talking about taking shots here, and I think maybe this might be a good time, because the Rams are going to come out. They're going to stack the box. Like, we already know it. Hopefully, Kyle Shanahan sees it coming, and I think we'll talk about some of the game plan and stuff later with his play calling, man, because it's been terrible. Hopefully, he's been working some of those kinks, but to test that box as of right now, because the Broncos were actually playing 5-man fronts like the whole game as well against us, and they were having a lot of success. So we might see a lot of that from the Rams as well. So to kind of open that up a little bit more, I would love to see the 49ers come out on the first play of offense, and instead of running it like everybody kind of knows or thinks or feels very sure about, that you're going to run it on first down, take a play action shot, play action rollout, Jimmy G, or even better, which is my next point, play action from the shotgun. Why do I say this? So I don't know if you guys remember, towards the end of last year, the 49ers as an offense, they started putting Jimmy Garoppolo in the shotgun formation a lot more than they were before, and he started to have a lot more success. Jimmy Garoppolo is more of a guy who seems to be more comfortable when he's back away from the line, getting a view of things from further back where the running back usually is, right? And he just seems more comfortable, has more success from there. So um, why put him under center? Why put him in a position to fail? Not only that, if the Rams are going to be stacking the box, um, you can spread the field out a little bit more, have your running back and your quarterback back behind where they can see stuff a little bit better. You can do halfback draws. You can fake the halfback draw, do a play action, and you can just go straight pass. But do it from where Jimmy Garoppolo can scan the field, read the defense, all that type of stuff, right? So that's how I think the 49ers can take an advantage of that 8-man box that is probably going to be stuffed by the Rams. So I would love to see that. We're still going to have to wait and see, right? See what actually happens. And yeah, man. That's what I'm hoping for. We don't have Trent Williams, so that's going to be another reason to go with the shotgun formation. Just do it. You might as well, man. Honestly, because okay, actually the way I have it written here is use the shotgun pass plays to open up the run. And that's what I'm saying. If you do a play action on the very first play from the shotgun formation, your receivers are going to be running downfield. If you take a shot just to take the shot, 50-50 ball, then at least the Rams know that you're testing them. And I feel like if they're passing a lot more than they're running in this game, to begin with, it's like you're already gonna have that favorable position from the defense. So if you're taking advantage of it and just taking what they give you, I think it's gonna open up stuff for the run game, and then vice versa, right? They're gonna work in conjunction, but I think you're gonna have to start out with the pass game, unfortunately. Now, how consistent can Garoppolo be? He's shown us before he can be. Now, hopefully, he's just put in the position where he gets good plays, or he audibles and calls plays that he's comfortable with. So that's the way I see it, man. Because yeah, we're gonna have to open up that defense, open it up for the run. Now, hopefully, we're gonna see a lot more of JP Mason in this game. And Kyle Shanahan was asked about this today. He was asked about Jordan Mason, who they call him JP Mason, and he was asked about Marlon Mack to begin with, and asking how many reps they might be getting this week, what kind of rotation we might see, and he actually said Tevin Coleman was actually almost activated to the game, to the active roster last week, but because of the what do you call it, the high altitude, that's pretty much the only reason Tevin Coleman wasn't moved up to the active roster. He wasn't activated. So hey man, sounds good for Tevin Coleman, but he also said the other guys are looking pretty good, and we'll see a better rotation this week. He said, so his words were, we didn't get too much going on offense to where we didn't really have any long drives. And so basically every time that Jeff Wilson went in there to start a drive, the drives were getting shut down pretty quick. He didn't get a chance to get tired, unfortunately, in a way. So those other guys didn't get a chance to step in. So as long as we could get good drives going this week on Monday, damn, my nose is itching. Sorry. But yeah, as long as we can get that stuff going, get some good drives, we should be seeing a lot more of JP Mason and Marlon Mack. It sounds like, actually, just from the tone of it, it sounds like Marlon Mack might be taking a back seat to Tevin Coleman. Of course, Tevin Coleman, he already has been in this offense before. He was a starter at a time, so he should be ready to go. As long as he's been putting in the work to be in shape, he should be ready to go for the most part. Oh man, I'm honestly pretty pumped up to see if Kyle Shanahan made some steps in changing these plays, man. Hopefully we see some good things. But here we go, man. The 49ers, one of the stats that's coming out right now is the 49ers are 24th in the NFL and the Rams are 25th. And this is when it comes to offensive yards through the whole NFL. 49ers are 24th, Rams are 25th in the whole NFL for offensive yards. So both teams are struggling. Now, the encouraging thing is that honestly, the 49ers, yeah, they're 24th, and we're still ahead of the Rams. And we played those two first games in rain. So it affected the game. Some people aren't going to want to admit that, and they're going to be hard-headed about it, but it affected the game, especially the first game with Trey Lance. So for the 49ers, with those two rainy games, to still be ahead of the Rams is promising, especially with our elite defense. So because of those two things, that the 49ers are still ahead of the Rams in offense and our defense is better than the Rams, I would say, I think our offense has a better chance in this game than the Rams do. And I think for that reason, I'm going to pick the 49ers. I haven't come up with the score yet. I got to think about it more. I kind of just been scrambling in my brain thinking about how things might go, like what's the better scenarios, what's really going on and stuff like that. Haven't had a chance to actually think about what the score probably will be. And honestly, it's really hard to say with the way things are looking right now with the offense. The 49ers can come out and just explode onto the scene like they did last year. Took advantage of the Rams, bent them over, and spanked them. So we can see that 49ers, or we can just see a total trash game like we did against the Broncos, because the Rams defense is pretty good. They have Bobby Wagner now in the middle. They lost Von Miller, but they still have a good D line. And our O line isn't very good right now. We'll probably see a lot of screens in this game, a lot of running, a lot of screens. Hopefully, a lot more passing to open things up. But yeah, I don't know. It could go either way with this game. It's super crazy. I'm honestly surprised it's not like a point 0.5 point differential on the Vegas odds. Like I said before, it's probably just the what do you call it, the home advantage, because I forget how much the home team usually gets a certain point advantage to begin with. But David says I want to see more of Mason. Dude, I think that goes for the rest of the 49er world, man. The rest of the 49er fandom, honestly. Like, where the hell has he been? He hasn't really gotten a chance. He's gotten a couple carries. Like, it's pretty ridiculous. From all the great reviews and everything we're getting from training camp and all of the off season, for us to only see a couple snaps of him so far, and Kyle Shanahan not to be rotating his running backs a little more is pretty crazy. So hopefully this game, I mean, he already kind of said they're probably going to get more touches in this game, but he sounded like it's just going to depend on the longevity of each drive. So hopefully we're putting these long drives together. Hopefully Jimmy Garoppolo's throwing some bombs and we're just getting some explosive plays to stretch out the defense and getting like 4-play drives, 2-play drives where it's just a touchdown almost right away. Now we do want to keep our defense fresh, right? So we got to help them out a little bit. But hopefully there's a couple drives with very huge explosive plays. Like I said, the Rams are probably going to try and box Debo out. They're probably going to double cover him. So it's going to give a chance to the other guys, I'm sure, to show up. So hopefully they do that. I know a lot of people were talking about why the hell were you putting in Garoppolo in five wide formations out of the shotgun. And you know what? Honestly, there were a couple times where he missed a wide open receiver, but most of the plays I saw, like the Broncos were playing pretty tight man coverage, man, and there was not really any of the receivers open. So they really need to get open themselves as well. I feel like that's not talked about enough. Come on, guys. I mean, is the Broncos defense really that good that the only time that they were really getting open was like busted coverages, basically. So missed assignments by the Broncos defense. So not very encouraging as far as the receivers go. We can do better than that. I know they're better than that. So let's see it this week. O-lines to struggle. Yeah, I already talked about this a little bit. Both O-lines are projected to do pretty bad in this game. So it's going to be a battle of the offensive lines. Which one does better? We're on today's Thursday. Brunskill's limited in practice. So he might have a chance to take the job from Brendel. I don't see it happening. I don't think it's going to happen. I don't think well, I do think that Brunskill will probably get activated to the active roster for game day, just because, like I said earlier, he's that Swiss Army knife for the offensive line. He could basically play any position on the O line, and he's been out for a pretty long time. He's been out since a few weeks before the regular season, so at least I don't even remember exactly, but if he's limited in practice already and it's Thursday, we still have till Monday. He can get activated to the active roster for game day and just be a depth piece. And in case Brendel ain't doing good, then maybe they try Brunskill, see how he's doing at center. Because like I said, Brendel has not been looking very great, and he's been messing up on those woofed snaps. Like he's snapping the damn ball into his own butt. No type of what do you call it? No type of what the hell's the word for it? Anyways, I'm gonna move on because I can't remember the word right now. I hate when that happens. Anyways, 49ers defense is a difference maker for the win. I honestly think this is going to play a huge part in it, man. We could definitely see. I mean, Jimmy Ward did it last year already. The defense did it last year, and I don't think they were the defense was damn good last year with band-aids at almost every secondary position, right? Now coming into this year, we have such a great defense that I think, like I said earlier, is going to put a lot of pressure on Matthew Stafford. The Rams already aren't running the ball very well, so they're probably going to be putting the ball in Stafford's hands a lot. It's going to leave a lot more opportunity for pick sixes and stuff like that. So hopefully, we sack him for some fumbles, get the fumble recovery. Hopefully, he gets hit as he throws or something like that. Just anything to put him under pressure to where he throws pick sixes, fumble recoveries, all that type of stuff. We got Brian in here showing up. What's up, faithful? Good to hear from you, Brian. Good to see you on Facebook too. I got that friend request. So hey, message me on or I'll message you, whichever, because I know you told me to email you yesterday, and I try to go on your YouTube page and all that stuff to get your email. But yeah, if I don't message you, or whoever wins, whoever beats whoever to it to message, I'll message you because I know you want to talk about something, but I'll hit you up, bro. Yeah, what's up, faithful? Niner gang. Um, okay, so let's get to it. Brian, we almost went over everything already. You got in a little late, but I guess yeah, from my perspective, I think the defense is almost going to be like our offense for this game. But so hopefully the offense picks up some slack from and just not look like they did last week, man. It sucks not to have Trey Lance in here. I hate to even just bring it up because we already know like what's going on there. We can't really go back into that because it's impossible now, but it sucks. So hopefully just this offense can get going, man. We know Jimmy Garoppolo has it in him. Can he do it? I hope so. I know he can. But like the thing is too, Mike McDaniel, when Jimmy Garoppolo was having when he did have his flashes, when he did have his success, Mike McDaniel was here. This offense now is looking completely terrible, man. It's looking different. It doesn't look anything like it did last year. Um, there's like no creativity, man, like whatsoever. And actually, you guys probably heard about this already. That Joe Staley was talking about how Mike McDaniel was actually the play designer um, when he was on the team, and Kyle Shanahan was just the play caller for the most part. So, like, this whole time, a lot of people been calling Kyle Shanahan a genius and this and that, whatever, right? Acting like he's hot shit. And what do you call it? So this whole time I've been like, no, man, I don't think he's a very great play caller. I think maybe if anything, he's a great play designer. Now, now that Mike McDaniel's is gone, the play designs look like shit. Honestly, I'm seeing a lot of stuff where it's just like super basic, man, and it's pretty ridiculous. I don't know why he's taking such a basic approach to it. So it's pretty crazy to see that all this time I thought he was a horrible play caller, but a great play designer. Turns out Mike McDaniel was actually probably the one designing all the plays, and Kyle Shanahan is still a shitty play caller. So who would have thunk it? He seems like he's just pretty bad at both. And I know Mike McDaniel's lost today, but it's not like his offense was looking terrible. They're looking pretty okay. They're moving the ball pretty well. Tua was looking pretty good. He gets hurt. Then Bridgewater comes in. They don't do as well, but he was doing some good things too. Just overall as an offense, they don't look like crap over there in Dolphins territory. They actually look pretty good. So, man, I don't even know what to say, but I was just watching Jack Hammer. I got to call in. Hell yeah, how'd that go? I like Jack Hammer's film studies and stuff like that. I don't know. He was having a call in show right now. Should have called him in during the live stream. I wonder if that would work. But did you see the Jimmy G lip reading your plays also? Yeah, I mean shit, we talked about that maybe you got in late the day before yesterday when you called in. Yeah, I was talking about it. I talked about it earlier too. Kyle Shanahan, I don't know if you saw Brian, but Matty Mayoko actually asked Kyle Shanahan about that today. And surprisingly too, man, because this is one of the things. It seems like the press is kind of getting a little more under Kyle Shanahan, like being a little harder on him and not so sensitive. Matty Mayoko came out and asked him about it, and another journalist, I don't know who it was, came out and pressed him even more about it because, to begin with, Kyle Shanahan was like, "Oh, I didn't watch the clip. I heard about it from right before this press conference. The staff put it in my notes so I can know that it was probably going to be asked about." But then he says he didn't watch the clip. But then another journalist says, "But would you understand why Jimmy Garoppolo was frustrated by it?" And Kyle Shanahan says, "Well, I'm pretty sure that's not what he said, but I didn't watch the clip, and it's kind of stupid that we're talking about it right now." So he outed himself. I think he did see the clip because none of the journalists said, "This is what Jimmy said in the clip." But Kyle Shanahan's like, "I'm pretty sure that's not what he said." Nobody ever even said what he said. They just asked if he saw that he was frustrated. But yeah, he seemed pretty flustered about it. He's like, "It's stupid that we're even talking about this right now, honestly, if you ask me. I'm not gonna watch the clip. I haven't watched it yet." So me and Jimmy Garoppolo, we're pretty tight. We're close. We don't keep anything out from each other. He's like one of my friends that I talk to. We're very close. We're honest with each other and upfront. So Brian says exactly. So I think you saw it, right? What Kyle Shanahan, he got backed in a corner, and then he basically outed himself because nobody said that Jimmy Garoppolo said your play sucked. They just said, "Did you see the clip?" And he's like, "I'm pretty sure that's not what he said." Okay, buddy. I'm sure you read the title to the video or something, Kyle. Over here outing himself. But let me see. What else do we got? I would like to know what you guys think about this because I was thinking about this earlier, very early in the season. But a lot of people feel like this is a must-win game for the 49ers. This could definitely be a game to get us back on the right track and kind of get Kyle Shanahan out of the hot seat because a lot of people say it's too early to be on the hot seat, but really, if we're being honest, I think Kyle Shanahan is on the hot seat. Now, is that with Jed York? Maybe not, but at least with the fan base who actually knows what they're watching, I think Kyle Shanahan is on the hot seat. He definitely is with me. Kyle, you're on my hot seat, bro. So uh, you better get acclimated quick, bro. But oh shit. You know what? Actually, okay, so Brian brings this up. I was gonna talk about this. Shout out Mitch Wishnowski. Uh, look, I have it in my notes right here if you can read it. Right there. Mitch with his great punts. I don't know if you can read that. Sorry. Anyways, it's blurry, but yeah. I haven't talked about it yet, but Mitch, yeah, he's looking really great, man. He's looking a little Andy Lee esque, which I never understood why we got rid of Andy Lee, really, other than money. So I was sad to see Andy Lee go, but to get a punter like Mitch Wishnowski, I feel like he's always been very solid for us. But it seems like honestly, this year he in the offseason, he's gotten a lot better and he's pinning these teams back pretty far, very consistently too. And I wonder because I know Andy Lee used to kick the ball in a certain way to make it spiral and bounce backwards. I think Mitch Wishnowski is watching some Andy Lee film, some tutorials. But yeah, man, I'm glad we signed him, gave him that extension. I think he deserves it. He's looking great, man. He's helping us in our field position. Then those gunners too, man. Honestly, we can't do it without those gunners. I think it was Sam Womack. jumped. Yeah, it was Sam Womack. He jumped into the end zone mid-air, bats the ball back. We get it down on the 1 yard line. So great stuff to see from the special teams overall, man. I hope they keep that up because uh, offense has always been like the big narrative around the 49ers, even though the offense hasn't been like the bell cow. It's more been defense and special teams like sucked pretty bad. So it's great to see another element of the 49ers team get better and help us just be closer in these games, just help us strive forward, right? Of course, the defense, we've taken a stride with that forward. Special teams, great. Now, offense, get the damn ball rolling, guys. Come on, man. Um, Special teams player of the week or month. Says Brian's asking special teams player of the week or month. You know what, man? I hope it's not Robbie Gold, honestly. Hopefully it's not Robbie Gold because if we have to win this with through field goals, through just one field goal, like uh, a field goal to finish the game to win, I would really not want to deal with that kind of those heart palpitation type stuff. Uh, so hopefully it's not Robbie Gold. Now, if he gets it, then kudos to him, but I would rather not be in that position. Hopefully it's man, who do you put in that position at that point? Hopefully it's Womack. I don't know. Honestly. No, actually, you know what? Okay. I really hope because I talked about this earlier. Ray McLeod, the way he was pinning us back far in our own end zone, close to the end zone. I hope like the special teams coach talked about it today in the press conference as well, that they're cleaning that up this week. Just let it roll into the end zone. When it's a good kick to um, take it. But hopefully he makes some big plays in the kickoff return game and the punt return game. I really hope it's Ray McLeod. What do you guys think? Okay, David's getting back to the question I asked earlier, which I didn't really answer yet either. It is a must-win. Winning division games is important, especially with how bad they are playing. Yeah, see, that's what I was going to get to. So, is it a must-win game as far as our record? No, but I feel like it is to get ahead of our division. The 49 or the Rams are number one in the division right now. They beat the Cardinals as well, so they have that division win. We beat the Seahawks, so we're tied in that aspect. But if we can get a win over another division opponent, um, and get a win over the Rams to better our record, I think is going to play a big role in the outcome of the playoffs at the end of the season and just get us a little bit, you know, don't give the Rams that separation to start the season. You you do not want to do that. Um, I still like our chances on winning the division, but you have to win this game, man. Um, Kyle Shanahan's already on the hot seat, like we said. The 49ers already like in the media, everybody's saying, what the hell is going on over there in San Francisco, Santa Clara, whatever you want to say. I still say San Francisco. Hopefully one day we'll be back at Candlestick, make Candlestick 2.0. But yeah, um, I think it's a must win. It's not the end of the world if we lose, but pretty bad position, man. 1-3, you don't want to be there. I think month. Oh, you're talking about Mitch Wishnowsky. Oh, okay. I thought you were asking me who was going to be the special teams player of the week or month. My bad. Yeah, I mean, shit. Hopefully it's just the week, man. Because if he's the special teams player of the month, we might be having some issues. That's like indicative of the 49ers having a bad offense and having to punt a lot. So that's why I don't want to name either of the kickers special teams player of the week or month. Now, hopefully, if that is the case and we are having to punt a lot, then hopefully, yeah, he's having those great punts, continuing to have them. So it's not a good sign though if we're having to punt like that so much. Uh, Mitch just won the award. Yeah, I'm saying hopefully, yeah, just hopefully not for the month, man, because that's meaning that our offense is probably sputtering out for a long extended time instead of just the week. But congrats to him, man. That's the way, because a lot of people, a lot of the players, they tend to decline after they get their money, right? And I don't remember exactly what his guaranteed money was at signing, but for him to sign his deal and then come out and have a great game like that, that's what you want to see out of great players, great veterans, people that you've signed a paycheck for, right? Signed a contract. So great, man. I love it, dude. Um, Brunskill is going to play, I think. I don't think you were here for when I talked about it, but that's what I was saying too. He's limited in practice today. That's what, like, today's Thursday. We still have about half a week. I think he's going to get activated to the roster for game day, and I don't think he's going to take any starting reps. But I think because he knows all five positions on the offense, I think he's just going to. If anybody's doing pretty crappy, or if they're iffy or whatever, or if somebody goes down, I think they're going to want Brunskill to be that guy to step up because he's shown that he's a very solid piece on the O line in general. So yeah, I think, man, if he gets playing time, that might not be a great thing because he's just coming off an injury. He's limited in practice today. He's not 100%. So if he gets to play, unless he's just used as a rotational piece, if he it might not be a good thing. Hopefully, it's just rotational though, just to keep some of the guys fresh. Definitely a must win, says Brian. Mitch is Mr. September. Oh man, I want to see his speech too, like his Miss America speech. But yeah, man, I think that's pretty much it for tonight. Let's see. SF Niners posted it, and then Wayne Breezy said it. Everyone agrees it's not the best award for the team overall. Well, I'm glad they agree with me. Proves I'm not as dumb as some people think. But yeah, man, that's very true. Um, you don't want the punter to be winning special teams unless he's just having like super miraculous plays. You don't want it to be for extended punts. But Brunskill is Aaron Donald's kryptonite. Yeah, yeah, we saw that last year, huh? So hopefully, man, and honestly, Colton McKivitz, week 18, he did he didn't do so great this last game against the Broncos, but um, he filled in for Trent Williams, who was out last year, week 18 against the Rams in a must-win game to get into the playoffs. He filled in pretty good. I didn't go and watch all the film, but for the 49ers to win and Garoppolo not to take so many sacks and stuff like that, and the run game, pretty much everything started to click. Um, I think he kind of just had to get some reps in during the game, let go of some of that anxiety, and get the ball rolling. And he started to do pretty good. So um, at least since we don't have Trent Williams coming into this week for this game, Colton McKivitz has shown that he can do some good things, man. Because I'm honestly pretty worried about McGlinchey. The 49ers are probably going to have to pass a good amount in this game. Now, from this last game, I think the differential was 29 pass plays to 19 run plays. And that's not a great recipe with Jimmy Garoppolo, usually, but um, hopefully that balances out a little more this week. But I think we are either way going to have to pass the ball a decent amount this week. So if Mike McGlinchey's in that pass protection a lot, I think he's going to get blown up a few times, man. From off season, I've been saying they should have eased him in, let him put on some more weight, stuff like that. Because he's pretty light right now. He's better in the run blocking, of course, right? So I think he should have put on a little bit more weight for the pass protection because teams are stacking the box, man, and he's getting beat a lot. What happened to that other guy from the Commanders? What was his name? Give me 1 second, guys. I'm sorry. You guys remember that one guy from the Commanders that came over onto the practice squad and he was doing like he was winning all his one-on-ones against the defensive lineman. What was his name? Jordan Mills. Where the hell has Jordan Mills been? Dude, everybody was saying how good he was doing in pass protection or one-on-ones in training camp, and then we just like never hear about him again. So what the hell happened to Jordan Mills? Um, a lot of people were saying that he was looking a lot better than Mike McGlinchey for pass protection. So if Mike McGlinchey struggles in this game, man, I know he's got the favoritism, roster politics, and stuff like that. But at the end of the day, Kyle, you got to put the best player in the game to help us win the game. You got to put the best guy forward. David says Brunskill is not playing, still out with the hamstring. Well, he was limited in practice today. Um, like I said, there's still a lot of time before Monday. Today's barely Thursday, and if he's already practicing, I could definitely see him getting activated. I'm not saying he's going to play, and I hope he doesn't play because that's probably going to mean something bad is happening on the O line. So, um, Brian thinks he's going to play though. He might play. I'm in the maybe one guy saying yes. So, hey man, that's why I bring you guys on here so we can question each other, though, right? We all got different perspectives, so that's cool. Um, yeah, I don't think he's going to start. I don't think he's going to play unless somebody goes down or is just looking terrible. It's just too soon, man. It's honestly too soon. If he's limited in practice, think about that. If he's limited in practice, he's not 100% go, but he's ready to do some things. Now, is there's the other thing too, like is he game day ready? Is he in football shape? I know that's been being talked about a lot, like especially with Jimmy Garoppolo. Is he in football shape? He was talking about he had some arm fatigue, stuff like that. He looks very anxious in the pocket. So with Brunskill, that could be a thing, man. He might not be in football shape. So I don't think he's going to play. There's a chance he could play, but I do think he's going to be activated to the active roster for game day, just as a depth piece, just in case, right? Let me know, though, guys. I don't know. Am I stupid? Our D line will live in the Lambs backfield rent free. Their O line is playing bad. Yeah, man. That's what I'm saying. This is going to be a big thing going on in this game. Most likely, is both O lines are going to be tested. And the 49ers, not only do the 49ers have, I think honestly, the 49ers have a better O line right now than the Rams do. But not only that, the 49ers have a better D line than the Rams right now. So I think we're gonna do better on offense than the Rams are as far as the O line goes, and then we're gonna wreak havoc for the Rams on their offense with our D line. So I think they're screwed in both ways, man. I definitely hope they live rent free. I think they're going to try a lot of screens and short passes, stuff like that. We have seen in the past, before even Matthew Stafford got there, when the 49ers play the Rams, McVay comes out and he tries to get the ball out of his quarterback's hands, which was Goff before. And he had some success with the scripted plays. Once they were done with the scripted plays, they didn't really have much more to offer, but they did have some success with it. So I think we're going to see that a lot of that come back. Now, hopefully, the 49ers are doing good with their what do you call it? The film study that they're doing. And actually, the film study should be over for the most part right now. The plan should be implemented already and already in work mode in practice right now. So, oh man, we just got to hope for a great game plan. I don't think we got to worry about the defense. About our defense, I'm saying. I think our defense is going to do great, man. I think he might play. I think he might play, says Brian about Brunskill. He started practicing again, so hopefully he'll be healthy soon. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. David says, I would take Brunskill at center. Brendel isn't cutting it. See, so from what I remember, Brunskill was the starter in the offseason until he got hurt. Then Brendel started taking the snaps. And Brunskill was actually he was snapping the ball to Jimmy Garoppolo in the offseason. So he wasn't just sitting around doing nothing. He was actually snapping the ball to Garoppolo. So he was doing something that's promising. That was long, like that was during preseason games. So that was a long time ago already. That's like what, a month and a half ago at least. So that's promising, man. And I think, Brunskill's a really good piece, man. He can play every position on the offensive line. Now, he was, like I said, from what I remember, he was a starter at center before Brendel. So I don't think he's going to lose his position to injury. I think once he's ready to go, especially with the way Brendel's looking right now, snapping the ball into his own butt instead of Garoppolo's hands, Brunskill still has a good chance at winning his position back. So very good chance we see that, man. And I feel confident in Brunskill, like I said. I would like to see that. Brian says, Brian's giving us a score prediction already. He says 30-20 Niners win. Hey man, I hope so. I don't think either team is going to score that many points. In my opinion, just because both teams are facing good defenses. The Rams, like I said, I think Matthew Stafford is going to struggle with our defense so much. I don't think the Rams defense is going to do very well in this game. So I don't see them putting up very many points. I think it's going to be very low scoring for the Rams at least. And not only that, our defense could be putting up some points, man. I think they're going to double cover Cooper Kupp. Like they don't really have anybody else to really threaten the 49ers right now. The offense as a whole for the Rams is looking pretty crappy. So I think they're going to struggle a lot, man. I don't think the Rams are even going to score 20 unless it's like, like the end of the game, they're trying to catch up and, the hurry up offense type stuff. A lot of teams tend to have success in that type of offense at the end of games against the Niners for whatever reason. We got Laurel Glenn in here says, let's go Niners. Brian told me about you. Hey, Brian, like I said, man, I've been showing Brian love, man, because I've been seeing all the love he's been showing me, trying to get people sent my way, and I appreciate it, man. And I know you're going to start your own channel too. So, Laurel, man, I appreciate you for showing up. Brian, I appreciate you for sending people my way. And, like one of the things that I talk about, one of my favorite phrases is a rising tide raises all ships. And I know Brian wants to get his channel started too. So as long as we can send people to each other back and forth, man, I think we're going to continue to raise each other up, man. And it's going to be just a formula for greatness, I think. So I appreciate both of you guys. Thank you very much. But yeah, let's go Niners, man. We better whoop that ass this week. We better whoop the Rams, man. This morally is a must-win game. For moving forward, we have to get the ball rolling already, man. Okay, we started out slow. Okay, that's it. We got to get the ball rolling already. David says, I don't do score predictions because I am the bad luck guy, but I do think we win in a heart attack fashion. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, man. This could be a game where it's just like the 49ers Broncos game. I don't have a score prediction yet, like I said, but I could see something like 23-10, 23-9, 23-12, where the Rams are having to settle for a lot of field goals. I could definitely see that happening. And the 49ers getting some points off of the defense, putting Stafford under pressure, getting some defensive turnovers, even defensive turnovers for touchdowns. So, hey, the defense could help us put up some points. Even the special teams, man. If Ray McLeod, just to point one guy out on special teams, if he can come out and put some points on the board, we haven't seen really any punt returns, any kickoff returns for touchdowns in a while. especially on a consistent basis. Who was the last guy that's done that? Maybe Ted Ginn. That was a while ago. A while ago. That was like what, 2011, 2012. So we need another guy at that. I could see 23 to 10, 19, 19 12, something. I don't know. Something weird. I think this is gonna be a weird score too, like a 29. Like those weird numbers, those 16s, that type of stuff. Maybe a 23 to 16 game. Hey, uh, dude, just keep grinding, says Brian. Hey man, I'm trying. I appreciate your encouragement. I'm trying. I'm thinking about doing this week up until the game, especially since we got some cushion with it being a Monday night game. I think I'm gonna do a video, a live stream once every other day this week, leading to the game. That's the plan so far. If you guys want to see more, if you guys want to talk more, you guys let me know. Um, I do get the notifications from my comments. So if you guys are like, "Hey man, you should do a video today or you should do a video tomorrow so we can talk about some stuff before the game," then I'll try and make the time. I should be able to be pretty free this weekend, so I should be able to make some time to put up some live streams. So hey, I'm saying right now, as of right now, once every other day, but maybe we'll do one every day this week up until the game. If you guys got anything else before I close out the show, let me know. Um, we got some people already talking about take Jimmy Garoppolo and send him to Miami since Tua got hurt. First of all, Tua doesn't have a season-ending injury. Prayers for him that he doesn't have any long-term issues with that head injury that he took today. But as of right now, if we're just going off concussion, he's probably going to be out for like a week or two. And the thing is, he kind of took a similar hit last week and was out for the game last week. Comes in this week, kind of takes an even worse shot to the head. So it's kind of getting worse and worse for him. And it being back to back weeks, it might have more of an effect on his brain, man. So prayers for him that he doesn't have any long term effects like I do. But yeah, I think it's too soon to talk about Jimmy going to Miami. They're not Tua's not out for the season, and they have a very good backup quarterback in Bridgewater. That's a guy we should have. I don't know why the 49ers didn't go after Teddy Bridgewater. That would have been you could have continued the similar offense to what Trey Lance was doing. You could have continued that with Teddy Bridgewater. He's more athletic than Jimmy Garoppolo. Very good seasoned veteran. So if not solid starter, he's a very, very good backup quarterback. Teddy Bridgewater is. So great stuff. I will be back. Stay faithful. Hey man, I appreciate you. Yeah, thank you. Thank all you guys. If you guys don't have any last thoughts before I close out, I'll bring up like one more point if I can before I close out the show, just to give you guys some time to type something in. But as of right now, I'm going to end the show in a bit. I'm going to just bring something up. Might as well give you guys a little bit of time. I guess I'll just go back to the press because I know some of you guys weren't here. I'm just glad that, I don't know who all watches Grant Cohn, but see, I don't hate on the guy. I've supported him because I'm the type of person, especially as a Niners fan, I don't want to be spoon-fed bullshit. I want to hear the truth. I want to be real. Like, that's the way I am. I'm very straightforward, blunt about things for the most part. I know it might get me in some trouble one day. It gets me in trouble sometimes because I don't really have a filter. And sometimes things that I say, they don't come off the way I mean them, or I just kind of blurt stuff out sometimes. And I don't mean to. I got to be smarter about that. But I know Grant Cohn asked those harsh questions. He asked the hard questions that people want to hear, that the fans want to hear and actually know about. And he's been getting a lot of kudos about it. A lot of people that talk to him, they've been telling him, hey, man, thank you for doing what you're doing. Even though you got a lot of haters and a lot of people don't like you because they feel like you're a troll. Thank you for asking the questions that the fans actually want to hear. And it seems like all the other journalists are kind of starting to hear this narrative build up even more. Of course, now that we got social media, it helps out because our voices are getting out there, and it matters more now what we're saying because it can be heard through social media. And so now we're starting to see some of these guys like Matty Mayoko, especially. I'm really surprised by Matty Mayoko because he's been one of the softer journalists towards like Kyle Shanahan. So for him to be asking and come up with the hard questions is amazing. I'm glad to see the step in the right direction by the press. What's the average time you think you'll be back on? I was thinking about I was actually going to push this show to tomorrow, but I kind of figured that more people were going to be doing live streams tomorrow, and I would probably get shuffled towards the back. And I know like my my in-laws, my family, they like to, when I get off work, they like to plan dinners and stuff like that. Like right when I get off work, they don't even kind of tell me. They're just like, my lady tells me, "Hey, so and so wants to meet at Cracker Barrel or Olive Garden or something like that." Uh, so I was like, you know what? I'm gonna take that into like a factor in tomorrow, and I'll just do it today. So instead of taking chances, I did the show today, and then we'll see how tomorrow goes. If anybody puts in my comments or whatever, if you guys say you guys want to do a show tomorrow, then I'll do it. I'll make time. If not tomorrow, then Saturday. And around what time? It kind of just depends. It'll probably be around this time, just because not around this time actually, because it's like what, almost 10 o'clock my time. I'll probably start around Arizona time will be probably like 7, hopefully like 7-ish. I think today was a little bit later just because of the I was trying to watch the Dolphins and the Bengals game while I was getting prepped for this show. So it took it a little bit longer. So yeah, probably around 6 or 7-ish on average. Gonna try and not kind of intercede with the other podcasts that are going on. So yeah, 6 or 7 Arizona time. That's almost Pacific time. Great show. Brian really likes your show. Keep doing your thing. Go Niners. Hey, Tony, thank you. Hey, um, I like your guys' merch, man. Like I ordered some today. If anybody else is watching this show, you guys go. The Colts, they make some great merch for 49ers QC merch. You guys go check them out. I appreciate your guys' support, Tony and Brian. Really do. Wish nothing but good things for you guys, and I'm glad you guys tune in. It's awesome to have some more 49er fans in here. So much love to all you guys. I hope everything's going great with the merch as well. Like I said, my order should be out hopefully soon. So yeah, you guys will see it under Wolf Lazama. That'll be my order. I don't hate Grant Cohn. I just don't follow him. He does ask Shanahan the questions that need to be asked. Yeah, see, I I like his perspective. Just people like that are kind of contradictory to what other 49er fans say. I know we want to love the team and stuff like that, but like for me, for example, I want to know the real, because I want our team to be the best team possible. I'm not just like anchored to players because they've been here. I do love that. I love the longevity of that that tenure when like guys like Jimmy Ward are here for a long time, Fred Warner, guys like that. But if it's guys like McGlinchey who aren't the right guy for the job, then we need to be talking about it. We need to get somebody else in there. Like I think at least the way Jordan Mills was talked about in training camp, and some of the stuff that I saw, a lot of the stuff that I saw, because there was a lot coming out about it. Um, Mike McGlinchey might not be that guy. Uh, and not like he ever really was, but he might not be that guy anymore. And that favoritism needs to stop. It needs to be talked about if it continues in a downward trend. I'm glad he's back from injury. I'm happy for him. But hey, if your performance on the field isn't what's best for the team, can't do it, bro. I want a Super Bowl. I've been a team like these players are going to be here for whatever year span, couple years, whatever. I'm a Niner fan for life. I've been a 49er fan. I grew up in the Bay Area. I'm from Salinas, California. Uh, that's where I was born. I've been a Niners fan my whole life, been at games at Candlestick, been at games at Levi's. I'm here forever. You players, I'm sorry, man. I want a Super Bowl. If you don't like it, take it up with me. I'll see you guys hopefully next training camp. uh, and I hope you guys heard about Javon Kinlaw, by the way, speaking of taking it up with content creators. Grant is good. Definitely asking the question fans want to ask. Yeah, man. And he's talked about it himself as well. He doesn't want to be that guy. It's kind of awkward. He doesn't want to be the bad guy, he says, at least in his words. We don't know what he's actually thinking, but in his words, he doesn't want to be the bad guy. But hey, somebody has to ask these questions. And hey, he's getting all this success for that reason. People may not like it or whatever, but there's a lot of haters that still watch his show. They can't stand him. They don't subscribe to him, but they still watch his show. They even send him money. They're like, "Hey, I can't stand you. Stop being an asshole, whatever, but here's $5." It's hilarious, man, because they can't help but tune in because it's real. And that's the reason. That's what got me onto the show, man. Um, Honestly, I've been hooked since day one. I will be there, but definitely enjoy the family time. Yeah, yeah, yeah. It's always fun, man. So I mean, it like I said, I work full time, so this takes up a lot more time. So I don't really have time to kind of hang out and do off off time type things. So whenever I do get that time, it's awesome. But I want to be able to build this up to hopefully one day just do this full time. And hopefully one day me and Brian, hopefully, bro, one day we'll be at 49ers training camp in the off season and we'll have press passes and stuff like that. Now, do I want to be an actual uh what's the word? Accredited pass member, press member? I don't know yet because to it's kind of hard to not be a fan. I don't know how to explain it. Like there's more leeway when you're not the fan, or I mean when you're a fan versus if you're like accredited pass member. So press member. Why do I keep saying pass? Anyways, yeah, hopefully me and you will be covering training camp from training camp next year, Brian. That'd be awesome. Like both our shows doing great. Let me know when you're going to start that. I'm going to upgrade. So right now, I don't know if you have any cameras in mind. Right now, I'm using the Logitech 1080p. I'm going to try and upgrade soon to the 4K. But let me see. Wolf, it could happen. Yeah, I'm telling you, that's one of my goals for next year. Um, Even if this show isn't like super off the ground next year, um, hopefully just everything's still kind of building up and stuff like that. I've got some ideas. Like I think I'm gonna try and get my old college coach onto the show because it was actually funny. I was trying to brush up on some of my old wide receiver skills because they started a semi-pro league here in town, and it was right before COVID hit. So I was looking up some videos for 49ers or 49ers for wide receiver skill position type stuff on YouTube. And it was funny. All people to show up, my college coach showed up on YouTube. And so I started watching his videos. I'm telling my lady, like, hey, that's my college coach from California. And so I think I'm gonna try and get him like in the off season if I can uh, to come on this show just because he has a really good understanding of the game from a quarterback and wide receiver perspective. I mean, he coached us all the way. I mean, we had that school that I went to hadn't won a bowl game or gone to the playoffs or anything really since like 1990. And my first year with him, we went to the bowl game and we won it. We won the Super Bowl. So, uh, and he was running a spread offense, which isn't popular in college really as far as like junior colleges and stuff like that. A lot of colleges want to run the ball a lot, right? High school, all that type of stuff. Um, yeah, Brian. So hopefully next year we meet at training camp and we're covering the team from there. But we definitely got to get some shows together, man. Do some journalism. I definitely want to go to training camp next year. Hopefully. David says Brian's a good guy. I like chatting with him too. when does Kicker Tuesday start? Yeah, man. Hey, the whole world wants to know when does Kicker Tuesday start. So just give us a time frame, like a head start, so we can know when to expect you when you have everything ready. It's going to take a lot of work. Uh, I don't know if you kind of trying to start getting notes ready and stuff like that, but it's kind of a pain in the ass, especially when you're getting all your notes together, but then you got to put them in order and stuff like that in in fashion to get it ready for the live stream. It's kind of tough because then even when you're talking, you're kind of free talking and going through your thoughts. You kind of get everything mixed up because you end up talking about stuff before you really had it in your notes yet, if you know what I mean. You start talking things out of place, but it's fun overall to just go talk freely. But yeah, give us a let us know a time frame, man, because I know you talked about you paint and stuff like that. So I've been doing the same stuff too. Look at just got done painting some apartment units today. Probably gonna continue tomorrow. But hey, I appreciate you guys. Much love to you guys, and yeah, thank you. If you guys want to see anything in the next couple days and want me to come on sooner than later, let me know in the comments. Brian, you got my chat line now for Facebook, so hit me up whenever you want, bro. I hope you guys have a great night. David, I know you're picking up your daughter, so I hope you guys are having a safe trip. Hope you guys have a great time. Um, yeah, love you guys. Good night. I'm going to end the broadcast on that note. Take care.